Coming up, changing seasons. Why do leaves change colors in the fall? We've got some answers. Then maze craze, secrets of a corn maze and just what it takes to create all those twists and turns. Also, this dog is proving to be a Tee-rrific member of not one but two teams. Plus, monkey business. She's one of a kind and cute as can be. And I double dog dare you.
No, I want an official red carbonization 200 millimeter rifle.
Ralphie is back in a brand new sequel to A Christmas Story.
So you're reprising your role as Ralphie. Is anybody else coming back?
Yes, the entire kid cast from the original. So everybody who played Flick and Schwartz, Scott Farkas.
And inspiring kids. They call themselves the Boo Squad and are pitching in to help just in time for Thanksgiving.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. I'm Lester Holt. It is great to be with you this morning. We've got a super lineup ahead, including the return of a holiday classic. Plus, we'll introduce you to one of the newest members of the St. Louis Zoo. But first, let's begin with the fall season and a couple of questions that are on the minds of two viewers.
Hi, my name is Anusha. And this is my sister,
Asha, and we're from Havertown, Pennsylvania.
And we have two questions for you. First, why do leaves change color? Like, what happens inside the leaf?
And why do certain leaves change different colors in the fall, like red and yellow and orange? Bye. We love Nightly News Kids Edition.
Bye, girls. Thanks for sending in the question. Great questions, by the way. And here to explain why leaves change colors in the fall is our good pal, Dr. John Torres.
Reds, yellows, oranges, and sometimes even purple. As we say goodbye to the green, all these other colors start to emerge. But to understand why leaves change, we have to go back to the beginning and understand why trees even have leaves.
Leaves are the powerhouse. They both make the energy and ship it off to the rest of the tree.
Leaves have cells containing chlorophyll, which gives it that green color. Chlorophyll helps the leaf absorb energy from sunlight, then uses that energy to feed the tree. But in the fall, we get less sunlight and it gets colder. Those light and temperature changes make this job more difficult for the leaves. So the chlorophyll breaks down and the green disappears. The tree takes all the nutrients from the leaves to store for winter and then drops the leaves to protect itself from the cold and snow.
The big thing is trees can't move, so they have to deal with winter differently than other kinds of life, things like animals or people.
But did you know that leaves aren't naturally green? The chlorophyll produces that green color, and when that goes away, it reveals the natural color of the leaves, which are those yellows and oranges we see. Why are there so many colors?
Because trees are awesome. If you look at different kinds of trees, if you take an oak and a maple, or even an oak and a pine, kind of like people, everybody's different and they've learned to kind of live life in their own special way.
But the red color, that's still a little mystery for scientists.
The red is a bit different though. So some of the colors are always there, but just hidden by the green. But the reds are special and they're actually produced as the fall goes on to help with that process of breaking down the green.
Not all trees go through these changes. Deciduous trees are the ones that have leaves that change color and fall off in autumn. However, evergreens have needle-like leaves that don't adhere to the same schedule.
So they actually do change color and fall off, but it's not the same kind of grand display that we get from those broadleaf deciduous trees. They happen often in the spring or kind of gradually throughout the year to make room for the next wave of growth.
Depending where you live, the leaves may change at different times. Right now, it's peak fall foliage in parts of the South, the area in yellow, and while the fall colors have already peaked in most of the country, you may still be able to catch glimpses of those bright colors until the cold rolls in and the leaves fall off the trees. Does the color of the leaves or how bright those colors are tell us anything about the health of the tree?
In general, yes. So many parts of the United States, including where I am in Chicago, are having an incredibly bright fall. And that's because it's been a really great year for trees growing. Healthy trees tend to produce brighter colors.
So take a walk or take a drive to enjoy the stunning colors before they disappear.
The changing colors, why fall is my favorite season. Dr. John Torres, thanks so much for that terrific explanation. Now, speaking of fall, a popular family activity this time of year is getting lost. And by that, I mean at those corn mazes across the country. You know what I'm talking about? Our good friend Carrie Sanders has more on the secrets of these giant puzzles.
Across the country, spread across acres of cornfields, you will find these walking puzzles, corn mazes.
For kids, it's like a giant 3T Nintendo. It's the biggest game board you'll play.
And then take that right, not this right, but this one.
Mazes date back to ancient times. Did you know the first corn maze in the U.S. was built in Annville, Pennsylvania, back in 1993? Since then, corn mazes have become hugely popular in North America.
It's just great to get lost. It's great to get back to the farm. It's great to spend some time with your family and a great big game.
Getting lost, after all, is part of the fun, even now in the digital age.
When families come out there, they kind of put the cell phones away for a little while, and they're actually running around and they're playing, they're talking to each other. It's exercise.
So how exactly do you create a corn maze? First, you need to pick a theme or pattern. Next, you prepare the field. You have to plow it or dig up the soil and then harrow it or smooth it out. Then you plant the seeds. Most farmers will strategically plant the seeds in the shape of the pattern. Then in the early fall, once the corn starts to grow, you get in the field and carve out the exact pathways so the maze looks perfect from the sky. Finally, you can open your corn maze for visitors when the corn is about 10 feet tall. And now, thanks to high-tech tools, it's a lot easier to build these kind of patterns. You probably have an inkjet printer at home or at school. Farmer Tim Fitzgerald says he uses technology that's actually pretty similar.
I think a child could look at that and watch their inkjet printer head go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to print a colored picture. That's the same thing we're doing. We're going back and forth across the field, but instead of spraying different colors of ink down onto the paper in a dot matrix pattern, we're planting seeds.
Thanks to this kind of technology, today's corn mazes have gotten more complex. There have been zombies, headless horsemen, and even stranger things. The patterns combine block grids and circular patterns. And you know what? Most people tend to be better at navigating one type of pattern over the other.
You've got people walking underneath you and they're in the block pattern. I'm doing great. I'm feeling great. This is a piece of cake. And then all of a sudden, half an hour later, you'd see them on what you think are the slow winding pathways, and they're pulling their hair out. And they can't figure out how to get out, or vice versa.
So maybe you're good at grid patterns and your brother or sister is good at flowing patterns. You can team up for success.
When I think about the maze, it's the only thing that I know of where a family can compete, not against each other, but together. And everybody in the family has the same opportunity to add to the success of the team. And therefore, the family succeeds together.
And if you're still not sure if you should visit a corn maze this year, this farmer in Indiana has a message for you.
For anyone that wants a family or kids to come and visit a corn maze, I think the most exciting thing is going in and getting lost in nature. And a corn maze allows you to do that. It allows you to experience a different time of the year when the weather's starting to change, the leaves are changing, and to get to step into an experience like this and have fun with your friends and engage with others and try to find your way through an incredible maze like this, I think is the most exciting part of this.
Getting lost was never so much fun.
Carrie, thanks so much. Well, 'tis the season for football, and there's one member of a college football team who's become a big star for his tee-rrific skills and more. We get details now from our friend Kristen Dahlgren.
Ripken is an ordinary dog with an extraordinary job.
And Ripken will carry away Waterfront goes back.
The black Labrador Retriever has been strutting his paws at college this fall, fetching tees at NC State football games. Lately, Ripken has become quite the superstar, Videos of him on social media have gone viral.
Of course, he doesn't think it's work. It's playing fetch with 60,000 people watching him, and he absolutely loves every minute of it.
When he's not fetching tees, Ripken is the official bat dog for the Durham Bulls minor league baseball team. That means he has a huge responsibility collecting the team's bats in the infield when players let go of them after batting. Watch how he does it.
It took a lot of patience, took a lot of practice. We practice every day. We go out in either the backyard or the front yard and do some retrieving drills. Like they always say, practice makes perfect. He kind of had to start just like any baseball player and start down in the minors and work his way up.
Like humans, Ripken also enjoys downtime with family.
He just loves to play Frisbee in the backyard. He hangs out with my kids. They lay on him. They watch movies with him. He's a normal pet when he's at home and a hard worker when he's out of the house.
Ripken's hard work has paid off, becoming a fan favorite at the games.
It's been amazing seeing the kids' faces, the smiles we bring, the parents come up to me all the time and say, I can't thank you enough for what you do, because it keeps my kids here at the game instead of in front of a screen. They get to see Ripken out there chasing the bats and doing his thing.
It's what Ripken loves most.
He doesn't view it as work, he views it as a lot of fun. But that persistence and that practice and patience is probably the biggest key to getting Ripken to where he is. And just knowing every day, even if it's raining, we find something to do. And I think that goes for any sport, and anything you do in life is always working hard and sticking to it and practicing every day to get better at whatever you're doing.
Yeah! An important lesson we can all learn from Ripken, a Tee-rrific dog.
That is great, Kristen. Thanks so much. In case you're wondering, Ripken is named after legendary baseball player Cal Ripken Jr. Time now for our pop quiz. The subject, geography. The question, what is the longest river in the United States? Is it A, the Mississippi River, B, the Colorado, or C, the Missouri River? We've got the answer coming up after the break. And just ahead...
Oh, yeah? Yeah! Like double dog dare ya!
Ralphie is back, along with the gang, in a sequel to this holiday classic. Jackson Daly has details. Plus, this girl is capturing the hearts of America, orange fur and all. We'll explain. And giving thanks and giving back. Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. Let's get the answer to our pop quiz now. The question, what is the longest river in the United States? A, the Mississippi River, B, the Colorado River, or C, the Missouri River? The answer is C, the Missouri River. Flowing more than 2,300 miles, the Missouri River is the longest river in the U.S. It starts in Montana and flows mainly south and east to end its journey in Missouri, where it empties into the Mississippi River. Got that? And while we're talking about Missouri, the St. Louis Zoo just welcomed a new member, and she has made quite an entrance. Say hello to Rhubarb. The Francois Langer monkey is just 7 weeks old and the first of her kind born at the zoo. Joining us now is Ethan Ripple, primate keeper at the St. Louis Zoo. Ethan, thanks for joining us. How is Rhubarb doing?
Thanks for having me. She's doing great right now. She's growing up real fast, and pretty much every day she's making new milestones, and we're having a blast watching her grow up right now. She's doing great.
Looking at the pictures, it's kind of hard to understand the scale. How big is she?
Right now she's probably about a little bit bigger than a squirrel. I would say, if I had to compare it to. So she's still pretty little, but yeah, she's getting bigger every single day, and yeah.
Yeah, and she caught our attention because of this orange fur. Was she born with bright orange fur? Is this unique to this kind of monkey?
Typically, yeah, Francois Langers and other types of Langers, yeah, babies are definitely born orange, either all orange or kind of their heads and their bottom halves are already kind of starting to change the adult color, but it's typical for this species, yes.
So you say the adult color, she'll lose that orange look at some point?
Yeah, so she's already starting to change a little bit, but she'll turn black and get those kind of little white sideburns going. But yeah, usually about 6 months of age, she'll be at her adult coloration.
And I know you guys like to give the animals their space, when they're bonding with the newborn. So when might visitors expect to be able to go see her?
Right now it's kind of almost winter in Missouri, so it's a little bit cool for her. So it's got to be a little bit warmer for them. So if we have a nice day here or there in the winter, they may be able to go outside. But right now, they're just kind of staying where it's nice and warm and a nice safe place for her to kind of find her way around and learn how to do things.
What are a few fun facts you can tell us about these monkeys?
So they are pretty much they eat mostly leaves. So they don't usually eat fruit like some of the other monkeys do. So they are happiest when they are eating vegetables and leafy greens and just branches off of trees. And so sweet potatoes, green onions, and pretty much a variety of nuts are their kind of favorite foods that they're more than happy to just kind of eat those all day long.
Well, Ethan, thanks for coming on. Maybe when Rhubarb is a little bigger, we can have her back on the show and see her with our own eyes here. But thanks so much for talking to us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, with the holiday season approaching, there's one classic that is making a return we wanted to tell you about. Actor Peter Billingsley starred as Ralphie in the 1983 movie A Christmas Story. Well, now Peter is bringing Ralphie back in a brand new sequel, A Christmas Story Christmas. Let's get details now from our pal Jackson Daly.
Come down here so I can see you better. That is the most precious thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, hi, Mr. Billingsley. I'm Jackson, and it's great to have you today.
It's great to have you, and please do call me Peter. Thank you, Jackson.
I will. So this movie, follow-up to A Christmas Story, instant classic.
I triple dog dare ya!
The original took place in 1940.
And now that star is crooked.
That star is perfectly straight.
No, it's all right.
So about 30 years later, he's now a dad, and he returns home to try to give his family a Christmas like he had growing up.
My dad made this all look so easy.
So you're reprising your role as Ralphie. Is anybody else coming back from the original?
So everybody who played Flick and Schwartz, Scott Farkas, the bully, Grover Dill, the bully, and Randy, my brother, they all are back, and it's all the original actors that are back.
That's great.
Yeah, that was one of the big reasons. We waited. Yeah. We waited 39 years to make this movie, and so we wanted to get that right.
What is your favorite scene from the original?
I'll tell you, one of the scenes that I love from the original is when Ralphie goes to visit Santa.
Oh,
We can all relate to that. It can be a scary experience.
No, I want an official Red Carbonation 200 millimeter rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
And I remember as kids, because when I did the movie, how old are you, Jackson?
I'm 13.
You're 13, okay, so I was 12. So I was right around your age. I looked a lot younger. But they had built that whole mountain in that scene where we meet Santa, and they had the huge slide. So they couldn't keep us off it as kids. I remember the director yelling, "Come on, stop it, we gotta get back to work, get off that sled." But it was just too fun, and we were kids.
I'm going.
Will there be any tongues getting stuck to poles in this movie?
This is next.
There will not be any tongues getting stuck to poles from this movie. However, that was a dare in the original movie of two friends. He dared him to do it, which, by the way, don't do it. Bad idea. It works. It legitimately works. You will get your tongue stuck to a pole and you have to pour hot water on it to get it off. So do not do it. However, those same two friends have another dare in this movie.
Schwartz, I triple dog dare ya! Oh, I got it now.
With the holiday season coming up, what do you want kids and grown-ups to take away from this movie?
Well, so the first movie very much is, I think, from a child's perspective. This movie is kind of from a little more of a grown-up perspective, but we have a ton of kids in the movie, and those kids have their own adventures. So I think, what do we want as kids for Christmas? We want our Christmas gifts. And as you get older, and you probably see, like in your mom and dad, they kind of want Christmas to be great for you. They go through a lot to make that happen.
Keep it up, guys.
helping.
Well, we're having fun watching you.
Yeah. When it's just us, it kind of feels like child labor.
Oh no, honey, it's not labor if we don't pay you.
Yeah. What should kids take from this? Hopefully enjoy it. It's a movie. Movies are meant to be enjoyed. You know, laugh. Maybe you get a little emotional. And you know what, kids? Maybe appreciate your parents because they put a lot of hard work into the decorations in the house and making sure everything goes off well for Christmas.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for talking with me today.
Jackson, thank you. You do a great job with this. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Jackson, thanks so much, my friend. Finally, in our Inspiring Kids series, the season of giving is upon us, and I want to introduce you to the Boo Squad, a group of young volunteers who have been working tirelessly to help those in need this holiday season.
It's a cloudy afternoon in Ohio, and friends Caroline, Maria, Giada, and Madison are hanging out at their local grocery store, collecting all the fixings for a Thanksgiving dinner. Meet the Boo Squad.
The Boo Squad is a volunteer group of kids aged 7 to 13, and we volunteer in our community, we host fundraisers, and we educate the kids in the Boo Squad about being kind to others, volunteering in their community, and just be inclusive to everyone.
Since 2015, the Boo Squad has partnered with local stores and organizations to help those in need, especially around the holidays. And this Thanksgiving, they will help feed over 200 families in their community. The reason the girls volunteer is simple.
It makes me feel good when I see the people, how thankful they are to receive what they've got. I like it because you get to help others in need. You get to feel like you're making a difference in people's lives. I like seeing everybody in our community getting together to help others in our community.
1 in 6 children in Ohio don't always have a meal on the table. Knowing that they can make a difference is what keeps the Boo Squad motivated.
You just get to see like the look on people's faces when they receive whatever you've given them, and it also makes you feel good inside, like you're helping somebody.
And it's not just Ohio. Kids across the country are finding ways to give back. Volunteers from The Yard, a youth baseball program in Elk Grove, California, donated 363 turkeys to the Sacramento Food Bank.
There's always something about helping somebody.
So how can you help?
I can help my community by volunteering at a local food pantry.
How I give back to the community is I donate canned goods. I can help my community by donating food.
Small things that can make a big difference.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Parents, just a reminder, if your child has a question about any topic in the news, email a video to us at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com. You can also follow us on Instagram @nightlykids. And just a program note, you can catch a new episode of Nightly News Kids Edition every Thursday on NBCnews.com and YouTube, and streaming on NBC News Now on the weekends. Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember to take care of yourself and each other. So long.